Rising of the Origins is a free 3-day immersion starting October 18th, 2022. Day 1, setting the stage. Discover how to utilize the elements to set your foundation. Calling in an elemental being for protection, being centered, open, and closing space. Day 2, gift and purpose. Merging with the elements, we can discover our gift and our purpose, releasing what no longer serves us, recognizing our authentic self, being a conduit by connecting to our higher self, our Sira, and more. Day 3, connecting the subtle and the elemental, the energetic centers, the elemental realm as doorways, gathering information on the highway, working with the centers to figure out the elements that creates our current threads. Being able to log in here at club.tanyad.tv/login and watch the replays, explore the goodies inside your own personal library. My wish for you is that through each day you awaken the spirit that resides within you. Through seeing yourself with vital eyes, life transforms, passions ignited through the information superhighway, awakening the spirit. Save your spot and activate your portal at club.tanyad.tv/rise, and I will see you
on the other side. Inshallah and Ashe. So this is a day for opening up to not just accept, but also to receive on a galactic super juicy scale, bigger than life as we know it in the manifestation realm. We have this quite often, actually. But the door is open, who we are letting in. And the best thing to do on a day like today is to hold your feelings and give sacred space to our feelers for the beyond beautiful, beyond mystical, magical relationships to ourselves, to the world, our partners around us, that have been heartfelt chosen by you, I may add, in our life, our mainstream corridor. So how do they literally make you feel? Sacred space in the corridor or on our main stage container, I think our stage of life, our show. So it's a blessing, you know, it should be a blessing or a combo of what we feel and how or what we show gratefulness for or gratitude for or to, along with what our heart lights up to, loves, 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 and holding that sacred space. All of those ingredients plus some more. And in doing so, the growth should be abundantly streaming. And the key to access the soup, this cosmic ingredient, is, of course, our feelings. So it's like, what are our feelings communicating to you and through you throughout your day? Feelings are really the key, the magnet, if you will, to where or what we put our time and energy into. And with that, something's brewing and a little percolating. If you haven't yet subscribed to my Musing Moon meditation, that's going to be out shortly. And if your relationships happen to be in that corridor that you really want to invest further into your life. So this is kind of integration. That's the key as well. So showing some gratitude, be grateful for the relationships, even the memos in those relationships that are in the heartfelt alignment with not just your spirit, but also your soul. This may be something literal as like asking the galactic universe, the bounty of the stars, or just showing gratitude to the environment around you, being excited. Either way, just doing great. But if you can muse about both of these opportunities, that's going to be even more powerful, more juicy, if you will, on a key note or a high note. The greatest asset, it's the tool that we do have. It's always to be in a state of authentic gratitude, to be in the flow of being grateful, being loving and protecting. It's like, what is sacred and special to our heart space, to ourselves, that heart-centric love space, to the core of our bones, down to our soul, and really giving sacred space to the chalice of our heart. It's like being reverent to our spirit and our soul, different feelings and sensations for sure, being in reverie. But with that, welcome to the Daily Snippet. I am your host. I'm a practicing holistic shaman and medium, an otherworldly life coach, and a subtle energetic surgeon. But I do go by the term holistic shaman medium, which is a merging of it all, coined by my friend Rich in Mongolia, 2018. But my intention is to utilize these indigenous technologies, along with the elemental realms, our divine blueprint, our original divine blueprint, to navigate our soul's harmonic through these realms of the elemental, the imaginal, and into and through the shamanic portal, which is open today, by the way, the eighth energetic center, the cosmos, the subtle realms, and really so much more with offerings, prescriptions, and rituals, the otherworldly kind. I might add as well, to really add to the juice, the sauce of our main stage ingredients, our personal container, your personal medicine, the prime directive, the star that I believe we all are, just assisting you in discovering possibly your inner genius, your personal medicine as well, and just reintroducing you to the magical being that resides within you. So your light shines even brighter. My name is Tanya D, and welcome to my virtual medicine room. It's a little chilly, but with that, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel, please do, YouTube or otherwise. I have a few channels out there. Tanya D on YouTube, my Musing with Tanya D podcast, which is galactic getting out there. The Otherworldly Insights, the season, that's the title for 2022. I'm starting to muse about 2023. But out for your musing pleasure, we do have the season of Libra. Venus is in the house. Just exploring our ability to open up, accept, and receive, being in that reception center, spiritual truths, the hearing sister, clairaudience. But with that, let's give a shout out to the community, the village, new subscribers, and also those of you that have been a part of my journey since the beginning. I hear you, I see you, and grateful. Gratitude to you as well. And also, if you don't mind hitting the bell so you're notified, and a comment and a share, or one or the other, does get you a message for your day to get you on your way. Today, it would be a weekend. And it really does help with the algorithm, echoing it out to the galactic universe, insights of the other world, the world of spirit, subtle energies, the elementals, the chakras, and so much more. That's kind of what's always on the show, right? And you can also find me on other social channels, of course, like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. However, if your soul is nudging, possibly dragging you, kicking and screaming, I might add, to dive on deeper into the realms of the other world, the world of spirit, head on over to my Musing Corridor. This is my digital library in the sky, where I have a venue of opportunities, amazing options to assist you, to guide you, along with the private sacred circle, a community of woo-woo, I should add, village. I am your otherworldly shamanic assistant. You truly are your own healer. I think sometimes we just need to know that we're not crazy, and we do need an otherworldly life coach assistant to really get us out of our own way, to get us on our future way. So with that, just a few announcements, and I just realized all my stuff's over here. So I'm kind of all over the stage today, but that's okay. We're doing great. Your options, we got a drum. I would say a shamanic drum or just a drum. We've got some juicy rattles and, of course, fire. Got to have some fire. We're still in a fire season in the Dagara cosmology. But with that, just a few announcements out there. The opportunity to invest in changing your stars or igniting the star that you are is still on the highway. The door does close when we arrive at the new moon, or at least the investment goes up to its original, to utilize our intuitive gifts and our psychic abilities. The energy world, merging the intuitive, our spirit, the spirit realm, to the physical body and more, because things happen in the spiritual energy world first before they become to matter. Just activating on the energetic highway, the star that I believe we all uniquely are. Like, how exciting would the world be if we were all the same? It would be kind of boring. But when we begin to merge the energy body, the subtle energy body, the spheres and all, with our physical and our soul, we then become the being, the starlight that we are actually meant to be, living our soul, our purpose, our gift and our purpose, actually. But this investment, it's always about the angel numbers for me. It's 999, a dollar below 1,000. And then we have Rising of the Origins. We've already set the stage, the foundation on Tuesday, and then we dived into the realm of the Dagara yesterday, and we're going to be finishing up this Tuesday. So be sure to grab a little tune in or a tune up. Again, the link is in the show notes. So you can also join the Rising of the Origins on Facebook, or just be part of the tribe in the ethers on the highway, the digital highway, to be part of this immersion. And there's also a gallery of gifts up there as well in that digital highway. And then we also have the Scorpio season podcast that's launching on Monday. And the new moon in the season of Pluto is actually arriving Tuesday. An eclipse new moon meditation, that'll be out soon, of course. And I do have some other worldly musing news percolating. Wait list, if you will. If you have yet to check out my new updated website, tanyad.tv, be sure to give that a little sneaky peek. And the universe has really been aligning us or opening us up to accept a new way of receiving in the fabric of our relationships. So we're finalizing the chapter of Libra, and we're entering into the season of Scorpio this weekend. And we have the magic of not just any new moon, but an eclipsed moon. So be sure to subscribe to the Musing News. I do have a little something percolating. If you are on the list, you have the first option to have that sneaky peek. But the moon is in the season of Virgo right now. She's bringing our emotions into reality, our day-to-day reality, the spirit and emotions, the duality of the field there. So this may also feel like our subconscious reality is kind of taking form, and our mind is at the octave of spirit, opening and accepting those heartfelt, telepathic kind of spiritual messages. And coming soon to the theater near you, our mind and Saturn will be doing this cosmic swirl as well. So we do have the Earth Star online today, streaming through the channels of our higher self to our voice, to our heart, to our sacral, and hitting the Earth Star and then kind of rebounding back to the shaman's portal. So it's like, what is our heart, our spirit, our soul wishing to manifest with a feeling that is really soul inspirited or inspired by soul, our prime derivative, if you will. So it's like this octane. I would kind of meditate on that for a few, being that this is an energy of also manifesting peace. You may feel like you do need some privacy, some quiet reflectitude, if you will, being embodied. And you may have a moment where you hit the octane gas, where something triggers you to question your own very creature comforts and your own security and your own safety. And at the same time, feel as if the earth under your feet, the entire world is literally at a standstill. Or that things are really growing so fast at that higher octave rate, the octane, the fuel octane. So we grow to a level of the problems we can handle. That should be comforting. But what's curious and even spiritually inventive is the realization that this type of growth, this inner growth, a lot of times it's difficult to see the progress, the unseen being seen, our inner world. And in the big picture, we're kind of manifesting growth in a new relationship paradigms and the worlds, the ones we've been soliciting, working through over the season of the scales and balance and harmony, and Venus opening up and receiving the offer, the change that's kind of laid before us. So it may have been a relationship to another person, a situation, or just an idea that you have really put into place in order for this new something, this paradigm, to come into form, to manifest. So the key is to concentrate or focus on the outcome of our heart for the entire weekend, simmering in that cosmic soup, the delicacy, if you will. It's like, what does our heart wish for? I'm thinking of hocus and pocus. I don't know why, but it's a focus point of a relationship outcome. And the asset is our feelings. So continue to support a new idea, a new way of seeing things, literally from a mountaintop perspective, and have a heartfelt commitment for them to be better, to be different, to be unfamiliar, but remaining in the flow. Be consistent in what you feel and what your heart is able to open up that lid to. A lot of us have closed down our hearts, right? So rather than think about it, it's a feeling of the relationship. And feelings really never lie. We know that with animals, right? They get a feeling, they sense things, right? But the mind needs to put on the shelf sometimes, our mind, communicating our ideas through our feelings. So the universe opens to grant us these wishes, seeing it through to the other side. So this is where we kind of have to watch out for what we wish for, wishing for what comes in. But then we realize the universe does listen to those unheard voices, those unheard inside voices, words. And that's what we kind of conjure up in our minds as well. So only offering us what we can handle. So when things appear as if we can't handle them, or whatever it is, even the Fae only give us what they know that we can pass those tests on. Those are initiations in a way. So really streaming in love on top of all these emotional threadings that are streaming in, and continue with those love streams and the reverie, the silent reverie of sacred space, protecting our manifestations when we continue to focus on our heart's desired outcome, our heart, not the other. It becomes effortless. It becomes easy to love and protect. And it really is the most critical aspect of our manifestations relationships coming together, taking form, energy to matter, spirit to the physical, to the body. So committing to those heartfelt sensations of what you're creating and manifesting in relationships. So keep loving and protecting your heart's desired outcome. I know I keep stroking mine, but the force is with us in a way. It's the Jedi Knights and the Yodas out there, if that makes sense. So, oh, I forgot it's over here. So these are our options real quick, and we're going to hit the elemental highway. So you have drums, rattles, or a yummy fire. I got my fire pit already. But on the elemental highway, we've got a yin fire, goat of a day, the greatest of all time. Yesterday, we had a yang fire. Did you miss me? I was in my immersion, the rising of the origin, so I didn't go live yesterday. But day 3 is on Tuesday, so feeling the energy of the rising of the origins. The replays are out on the highway. But the goat, the greatest of all time, is actually rooting our day. Yin fire is hidden in the goat, so it's rooted. And we do have all the elements today. And again, at the hour of the horse, we have not just the full fire trine with the tiger and the dog, but we also have a partial south direction, a fire direction. So we should be feeling some inner fires. That's like laughter, joy, poetry. It's the candomblé energy, actually, the beings of the other world. Our day is solid, though. Our dry earth is dominant. It's thick. It's still heavy. We've got yin and yang earth between the goat and the dog, just swirling things up. And metal kind of loses steam right now. And the yin fire is also in storage. So this makes the earth even drier, hotter, and even more scorched. And the wood in the tiger, that's loosening up our big mountain, the dog. And at the same time, it's feeding our fire, strengthening our day. And the big boulder, the yang metal, that's breaking down the earth, preventing the yang wood, the tiger, from breaking as well, which is actually the most helpful, useful element of our day. Yin water would be great, a mist of rain, a delicate, peaceful river streaming through. That would also be an asset. But it's a genie wisdom day, the genies. I talk about them in cowrie shell divination, but the element we need is metal, mineral, crystals to really balance the threads, wood and nature to feed the fires as well, or water. So we do have some elemental options. Metal if you feel, water or nature, different options in that order. But if you feel as if you're ready to have a lot of metal, mineral, air, etc. organically, or you were born in the season of fall, the day of our year, then maybe go with water or nature. Metal is also the decisions, incisions, and consciousness. It's opening us up to feeling amazing in our new paradigms of relationships, just cutting away and letting go of those old ways of relating and really streaming in the new, like getting a freshie, the wood, that's spring and vitality. So just saying, we do have some options there. So let's see. And the gods are talents. The month we have excellent communication, which I feel like I have a frog in my throat today. So the communicator, it's storytelling, it's metal, it's communication, persuasion even. It's great for sales and offers, acting, writing, being creative, being artistic. I almost feel like I want to become a painter, which is really quite strange. But this is, it's the energy of motivational speakers and authors and best-selling ones, by the way. All kinds of artistic activities, entertaining, inspiriting of others or ourselves. And on the year, we have the charmer. So this would be like being a charming, flirting communicator or communicating in a charmingly way. And both are at a higher octane or an octave. So the communicator is actually at the highest and the charmer is right below. So it's like an excellent degree of all. So some options there. So the elementals. Yeah, I'm feeling like I need a fire or maybe turn the heater on. I don't know. My house is cold. Just saying. Okay, back to our options. We've got some good options here. So do you choose the drum, the rattles, or the fire? That fire looks great, doesn't it? Can you see the little sparks there? I'll go with the fire. Okay, the messages. Okay, we've got options. So I went with the season of the witch. Oh, whoops, sorry, wrong thing. I should really move this out of my way. It's kind of triggering. Okay, so going with the season of the witch because the veil is thinning, right? Where are my witches? Going to a witchery even today, an event tonight, doing some divinations. I'm super excited about that. Should be some fun. So if you chose The drum, you get the healer, which is Virgo energy, healer, reality. And the 22 is what we feel, so our feelings inside of ourselves, and also what we're feeling outside of ourselves. What's the world feeling like? So when we collaborate with these two frequencies of feelings and emotions, the emotional field, we open into a new dimension, a portal. So it's like listening as the medicine bleeds through her teeth, right? Her third eye is the moon there and the moon behind her. This is like reflector energy to me, which I am. But there's this river of mercy blessed by the mother, seen only by those who hold the mirror, which is also Libra frequency. But being a teacher, a guide, a facilitator. So we all come into the physical, into this human experience with the use of energy and intuition. And among us, there are those who are called to be healers. So this is the healer card, right? These are the wise ones who have made the conscious choice to devote themselves, their energy, and their time to guiding others on their paths. So healers can be found in all kinds of traditions and religions and so much more. They each have this something magical, beautiful, unique, I would say otherworldly, to contribute to the collective energy of the entire world. I would say worlds, not just ours. Often called shamans, medicine men or women, priestesses, high healers, wise ones, great ones. The list goes on and on. But being that we have the gift of the healer today, you may be being called to initiate yourself as one of the wise ones. Kind of feels like a crone. Meant to be a guide for those who are just finding their way. There are a variety of ways we can do this. You could be a healer of your family, your ancestors, the neighborhood. You could build a community, a village, social media kind of community village, offering your wisdom and insight. It really doesn't matter how you choose to heal. All that matters is that we do it. So if you have thought about becoming a healer, this is kind of a message, kind of sending that resounding yes. Some healing practices, you can use crystals, Reiki, energy healing, tarot, psychic, being a doula, death doula. I see lots of death doulas out there lately. Herbalist, using herbs. I mean, the list is long. You may even have an innate talent that you were born with, a gift that you've practiced for years. That would be a gift. Or you may be feeling as if you're being called, kind of pulled out of the closet to maybe learn some new ways of being a healer, new skills. But it's about trusting and intuition. And it's kind of funny that Change Your Stars is on the highway and this card's out. So if you're ready to answer that call and utilize your intuition and your psychic abilities, even becoming a facilitator of healing, creating healing tools, meditations, jewelry, metalry, candles, even creating your own healing oracle or card deck. So those are kind of the messages there that create another option where people can utilize to heal as well. Just creating the path for others to kind of walk on, something unique that we can all share out with the world. I mean, I have something huge percolating, so I'm kind of excited about that. It's kind of simmering in the cosmic realms. With that, be sure that you subscribe to my Musing News because that's out on the highway as well. So healer, again. Now, if you chose the drum, you get potions, which is great. We had this last week, actually, but this is at the frequency, the energy of today, the 28. So I feel like it's kind of preparing us for today. The one last week, kind of looking into the future. So it's like a pinch of this, a dash of that. I think we're all kitchen witches, aren't we? Except bread. I don't have the magic of making bread. But manifesting, it's calling it all in and being sure that we are sure before we do call it in. So this is how we kind of weave our magic and our spells, calling into existence our deepest heartfelt desires with potions and spells and crafting and weaving. These are just rituals, right? A few rituals. And when we do them correctly, we can bring about dozens of manifestations, adding a little of this, a little of that, and just changing our creations just ever so slightly, just a little bit. It's an art. It's a gift that's been passed down through the sages and the ages, just hundreds of cultures and generations and time and space. But the best season of the year is just opening us up. It's sowing. It's on the tides. This is preparing us for the thinnest time of the year, the veil. Being at its thinnest, just weaving our magic, supercharging our creations, our rituals, our manifestations. So just imagine, if you will, your ancestors before we had all this modernity, bread and butter. That's the very basis of survival and magic, and to protect and nourish during the goods and the bads, the breaking of bread. So the message is here. It's to get clear, to have clarity on what it is that your heart wants. We're being guided to get clear, the water, moving water, peace, on what we want before we attempt to manifest. And one of the biggest kind of keepers of magic is the confusion. The universe can't give us what we want if we don't know what we even want is, whatever that looks like. So making magic, spells, potions, rituals starts with our heart's intention first. Don't overthink it. Sometimes we have to go with what we feel and what we trust is right for us, but not sometimes, honestly, all the time. That is the foundation of the Witcher's Way to manifestation. It's what we feel, what we love, what we're going to protect and trust. Giving sacred space, not necessarily in that order, but kind of be musing with yourself on your new moon intentions this weekend. That's kind of the message there. And then if you chose the Rattles, we have silence, which is kind of percolating. The sound of silence. That's actually one of my favorite songs. So this is like so sweet to embrace, or into the nothingness, the stillness. What does the stillness brings? It's soliciting solitude. It's a presence of ourself. It's being fully embodied. And the 36 is opening us up to accept what we wish for, heartfelt beliefs and desires. We then initiate or instigate the action to take. What is the action to take in order to open up and accept a new relationship paradigm? So this is stillness. It's nothingness. It really is soliciting solitude. It's presence. And we all know that the world around us is moving at an alarming rate. It's moving much faster than our ancestors, right? Listening to the hustle and the bustle of the world outside of us, the beeping of crazy construction, which I won't go down the rabbit hole, but in the midst of the morning, you can often find yourself seeking the sound of silence, or at least I do, the sound of nature, the birds, the tranquility of nature, the quiet dawn, when the earth is still a little bit muted. So there's this presence in the silence, a space to fill it in with the sound of our own voice, the beat of our own drum, our heart. So this is the space where all of creation is free to be free, to roam wild. It's the stillness in this presence of the nothingness. It's the potential for everything. And a witch knows that she must take time and find stillness. And it's within nothingness that creation is actually born out of the nothingness. So we have to be very still to hear. We have to be still to receive those subtle messages that are left for us to find. And spirit needs our intention for just a few moments to percolate, to guide us on our path. But being that we're finishing with silence, this is a pause point. It's an opportunity for us to take the breath, take the pause. It's a reminder to clear our mind and to really spend some time daily clearing our mind and having clarity where the answers, this is like the answers we seek are going to come when we stop searching and when we start opening up to allow, just allowing the solution to be presented for us and to us. There's no need to rush in whatever situation we even think we must be rushing in, and just removing those expectations of a situation that we've been inquiring about. So this is like giving up the ghost of silence, the nothingness. And I often call it the ghost in the darkness, but spirit's going to take the query, the question, and answer it when the timing is right. Usually it's a yes, but not now. But what else? It's a new paradigm that we're instigating and creating, and we're loving and protecting the outcome of our heart's desire. So it's like the artist or an artist that's painted this amazing picture, and you're not ready to sell it or let go of it yet. But once we love and protect it and nurture it and commit to that nurturing feeling, we manifest it, it takes form. So it's about opening to receive a new way of being in our relationships. So it's the end feeling and adding love to the cosmic brew, if you will, and trusting the manifestation to come, tuning into spirit in that silence. So just be aware of the mind, everything valuable in the changes that we're making. The soup is kind of simmering, and giving ourselves the benefit of the doubt, counting our blessings, being grateful, seeing the growth, be grateful and see how far you've come, and assume that everything will turn out the way that you hope. And being the most optimistic in the venue, being positive in the light, that really is the best way to manifest our heart's intentions. Keep stirring and forge into something new. It's an amulet. And we have water getting us into the flow. Those are the elemental options. But we do have the sounds of the energy centers. We've got the throat, the sacral, the heart, the beat of the drum, even with our earth star down to the earth star. We've got the shaman's portal. Like literally, you could really just muse on all your energy centers, just hitting the drum and tuning into them. But it's time of loving and trusting our creations, the artistry of our relationships, feeling the balance, the soul's harmonic, holding space and time, and knowing our heartfelt actually, that our desires, our heart's wishes are they're finalizing a higher octave of an outcome. So focusing on our wishes, holding the tone or the note of that outcome into the weekend, at least, or into the future, probably possibly holding that note, that intention for the new moon, by the way. But I would affirm that I'm adding time and energy to the ingredients, my own personal cosmic soup, that are going to return the flavor. So it's not always a giving, it's also the receiving. You have to have balance in the flow in our friendships, partnerships, and our relationships, whatever that looks like. Just raising the bar on those. It's time to have that abundance, a vibrational frequency that's inspirited by love. And again, if you have yet to be in the Musing newsletter, the brew really is on. I have something percolating there. And Monday's a galactic offering of a day. We have some serious juju coming in. So keep your tides and your vibration high, and just focus on the good and the gooder. Be grateful for the funny things, even the things that you might not see as grateful. So with that, thanks for tuning in. I wasn't too bad today. I'm looking at the time. So with that, I'll see you, I guess, not till Monday, unless I get a wild hair for the weekend. So ashe, blessings to you. Thanks for tuning in.
Awaken the spirit that resides in you. Are you ready to take the path of discovery into your personal story? Rising of the Origins is a free 3-day immersion starting October 18th, 2022. Day 1, setting the stage. Discover how to utilize the elements to set your foundation, calling in an elemental being for protection, being centered, open, and closing space. Day 2, gift and purpose. Merging with the elements, we can discover our gift and our purpose, releasing what no longer serves us, recognizing our authentic self, being a conduit by connecting to our higher self, our Sira, and more. Day 3, connecting the subtle and the elemental, the energetic centers, the elemental realm as doorways, gathering information on the highway, working with the centers to figure out the elements that creates our current threads. Being able to log in here at club.tanyad.tv/login and watch the replays, explore the goodies inside your own personal library. My wish for you is that through each day you awaken the spirit that resides within you. Through seeing yourself with vital eyes, life transformed, passions ignited through the information superhighway, awakening the spirit. Save your spot and activate your portal at club.tanyad.tv/ride.